I've heard you say that. I would be a summer chaser if I could, actually.
Endless summer.
Yeah. I mean, I live here, so.
Yeah, well. Okay, it's not working. It's gonna record the video. I'm
Well,
choosing not to. Well,
I'm
let
not.
me
I
actually
can't even
look.
pretend
Maybe
to
it's
troubleshoot, to be honest with you.
it could mean. Let me check YouTube. Hold on. I'm gonna go on my YouTube account. Go to Drag Race
Well,
Recap.
I'm not on the Discord right now. Are there people like
I haven't
waiting
announced
to
it.
be let in? Oh,
No, I haven't even announced it. Not stupid. I used to be stupid enough to do that. Drag Race Recap. Let's see here. Okay. Yep. Let me see. Welcome to our live. Oh, it says we're live. Oh wait, it's totally showing us. I'm just not seeing it. Okay.
oh. A good thing I didn't pick my nose then.
Yeah. Okay, we're live. Okay, I don't know why I'm not seeing it. I don't know how to share the. I'm just gonna share the YouTube link. Okay, so maybe go to Discord, make the announcement. Oh, now I'm hearing myself. Okay. Robert and Joe. Oh, Drag Race Recap. I'll do that. Drag Race Recap with Robert and Joe is live now. YouTube.com/Drag Race Recap. Listen live and comment in any chat room you want. Okay. At what? Oh, whoever I make that new name, I hate them. Okay.
Huh?
Okay, there we go. All right, I'm getting out of Discord. You know what? Let me do that. Hold on. Drag Race Recap. Oh no, YouTube.com. Why is that? It didn't show up as a link. It's weird. Hold on. View your channel. Oh. They changed it that too. Hold on. There we go. It's now Drag Race Recap at no wait, it's youtube.com/at Drag Race Recap.
No.
Message. Please don't delete the whole thing. Thank you. Let me edit this. This is gonna be very interesting. People who are watching right now. I don't care. Okay. All right. Now I can close the Discord. Okay. I'm gonna. You ready? Wait. 3:30. We're gonna say.
I've been ready. I'm just here.
Don't be like that. What are you doing? What is this? Who is this person?
Who? What's going on?
All right, hold on. Oh, I forgot to do that. Now that stupid Rihanna song, which I'm surprised none of us has that ever been a lip sync for your live song before?
Yeah.
Oh, it has. That's why I was like, I'm surprised. I was shocked about this. It's never been a lip sync for your live song. What episode?
Season 5, episode 2. It was.
Oh, so even from
Beverly
Alyssa's
Hills
season.
versus... Yeah, actually. It was when they sent Serena Chacha home.
Oh.
It was right after Monica Beverly Hills came out as trans, and then she sang a lip sync, "I'm the only girl in the world."
Oh, here we go. I want this. Okay. All right, here we go. 4:30. 3, 2. Welcome to the RuPaul's Drag Race Recap Show for Global All-Stars Season 1, Episode 1, titled Global Talent Extravaganza Part 1. My name is Joe Batanz, and I'm joined, as always, by one licentious co-host from Rulaska Thoughts, Please say hello to.
This Roberto Mata.
Hello,
That's
Robert.
where Clip Zero's from, an archive.
I think it's only gonna be. I don't want to pull clip zeros for this season.
Wait, I don't. So you're saying I don't get Clip Zero? Why aren't I good enough?
If you can, look, I'll tell you what. If you can think of a clip zero, I didn't hear anything that was interesting at all in this episode. Or
It's your job to find it, though. You're supposed to excavate
I know
the script and figure out a way that you
it
say something that sounds
is.
funny
It
out of
is.
context.
You're right. I failed. But you know what? I'll just say over this week, the clip zero is.
This Roberto Mata.
Anyway,
I want him to do
Robert.
audiobooks.
I wish he would call. He did call in again one other time. Remember to like
He did.
to do it for other people, but I wish he would. I wish he would come in again. I really I miss him. If I'm being honest with you.
Same.
Robert is now. You've done the this show before, but now you're like a host. You're not just. There's no Rulaska thoughts for this.
Yeah, I've
It's just-
graduated.
Well, you're gonna go back to Rulaska thoughts. Don't you prefer? Don't you prefer Rulaska thoughts? Don't you prefer that?
I mean, I definitely like low pressure situations where I only have to talk to my friend for an hour and then not think about it again for another week. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, everyone should know, and actually, I'm glad we can talk about this right here. There's a text group thread with me, Robert, and silent co-host Christian Ochoa. And I saw this clip of, I think it was a Ricky Lake episode of this queen from the 90s, this fag from the 90s, just coming in and wreaking havoc on the stage. And I sent the link to the group with us, but I forgot to write the part. There was supposed to be a text part that said Christian every time he comes on Rulaska Thoughts. But I forgot to put it.
Thank you.
And then Christian just wrote question mark. But wait, Robert, you didn't get that this was supposed to be Christian?
I mean, I definitely got that it was in part Christian. I wasn't sure if it was also me because you sent it to both of us. So I thought you were saying that I was also that queened out little fag on the show, which I would live for. I would love to be a queened out fag on a 90s talk show, actually.
Ricky Lake should bring her show back. I don't know why it left, but we need more of that, like, over the top gay person who calls out his boyfriend in the audience hoops and hollers. But you know what? We should have a gay host. I'm
Delta
pitching
Work
myself.
Is trying to do that, I think.
Delta work. You're right. I think me. I'm sorry. I think me. By the way, you know, when Dragula comes back, we will bring back it'll be just between us ghouls with me and Lori. But until then, we have been replaying bonus content from the T for people who subscribe. It's usually only available to Patreon members, but they're getting it until we get just between us ghouls comes back. Last week they got a story about Star's grandfather when he blew in a cake, and Lori tried desperately to stop him from blowing on the cake.
Oh.
And it's a crazy story, but yeah. But anyway, if you want to if you want to get Rulaska Thoughts early, if you want to watch Rulaska Thoughts, you can do that over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. Join at the premium level and above to get all that content. Yeah, everyone's getting to see Roberto Mata right now in the flesh.
Well, close enough, right?
The
You
sexy
could also just
Roberto
go to
Mata.
High Tops any weekend night, and I'll be there too.
I go there all the time. You're never there.
Girl, no, you're not.
That's how invisible I am. This week, 12 former contestants from Drag Race franchises around the globe convene to discover who is the queen. But I repeated that. Who is the queen of the globe? So let's do that again. From Drag Race franchises across the world, convene to discover who is the queen of the globe. For this week's Maxi Challenge, half the girls participated in part one of the Global Talent Extravaganza. In the end, Alyssa Edwards and Queen Kong were named the top two All-Stars of the week. And after a lip-sync battle for the globe, RuPaul Shantae both queens in a tie, leaving the remaining queens to battle it out for their own spot in part two. Roberto Mata. Wait,
This Roberto Mata.
did the right queens win the talent show, and did the right queens win the lip sync go?
Alyssa, I thought should have definitely won the talent show. I wasn't sure why Queen also won, but I'm sure we'll get to that in some indeterminate number of times. But Alyssa should have definitely won the lip sync also, actually. Her dressed up in that big hair with that disco ball outfit made me feel like I was seeing drag again for the first time. It was so fucking euphoric and cute and fun. Maybe it was also like, it was like 1 a.m. on a Thursday night when I watched it, so maybe I was also just tired and delirious, but I loved it. I love watching Alyssa Edwards.
So first of all, yeah, I agree with everything you just said. Alyssa Edwards should have won the talent show, which is going to go against my rules, but we'll talk about that when we get to the talent show. And she should have won the lip sync. What this episode reminded me of, I'd forgotten, and maybe that's even the biggest insult to Queen Kong. I forgot about the hatred I have for this Queen fucking Kong. I cannot stand her.
Hatred.
I cannot. Hatred.
My God,
Hatred
Joe.
with
Already?
a D.
It's been one
Yes.
episode.
No. I watched her original season. I hated
For
her all for
sure.
original season.
Yeah,
I hated her on that season. I hate,
She's
and
a
then
completely
even
different person now. Haven't you
The
seen the
first-
confessional?
I can't talk. Well, no, we're talking about the lip sync. Let me tell
Oh
you this.
yeah, you do have this thing.
No, I have a bunch of things. First of all, I'm sick of hearing about her fucking ancestors. If I ever got the time machine, I'd go and get rid of all her ancestors just to prevent her from coming.
What
right?
a horrible thing to say.
Oh, I hate her ancestors. Hate them. All I've done, I've never heard. Have you ever heard more about a drag queen's ancestors than from Queen? She thinks she's like in Moana or something like that. She thinks she's The Rock.
The gag is that on Canada's versus the World, they just did the Moana song. It was funny as shit.
The one from the I Wish song from there. The like,
the I Want song, but you know.
Yeah.
But a lot of queens do that where they don't really have a lot of like individualized like sense of who they are apart from being representation, so all they talk about is representation all the time, which actually makes me think that it's probably not the queens themselves only speaking about like being Samoan or being Mexican or being black, but maybe the editors who are just only including the clips where they talk about it over and over again. Maybe the editors think they're doing something good and powerful in doing so, but then they just kind of pigeonhole the queen into just that. I can't believe we're starting off the whole season with this conversation. Actually.
I hate her. I hate her. This whole episode will be about my hatred for Queen Kong. And then
Well, that's
I'm kind
a
of
way to start.
I'm kind of glad on the first fucking episode she did that stupid fucking barrel roll.
Do you
That
still
look.
hate Star Fox?
Well, here's the deal. Who's Star Fox? Oh, for the video game character, the Nintendo
Yeah.
character?
The barrel roll.
That's not where she got it though from. She's not that savvy.
I mean, I don't think anyone got it from there, but that's
Wait,
like
but
a-
do you
it's
have
like
the
a- it's like a
gay
meme.
thirst for Star Fox that a lot of gays do? Oh,
No,
really?
But I've told you this before. My algorithm thinks I'm a furry because God knows what I clicked on to make it think so. I haven't seen a lot of Rule 33 of Star Fox. No.
I'm sure it exists. Hold on.
Oh, I'm
let me
certain.
see.
That's the whole point of Rule 30.
I'm gonna
Is it
put in
31,
Reddit.
31, 32,
I don't know what
33,
the rule
34?
is. It's all rules.
Rule
from
34.
Reddit,
It's 34.
Reddit, Star Fox.
Is he like
porn.
fucking Falco? Slippy?
Oh, girl, there's a whole subreddit
cer-
for it.
I'm sure like there's so much like nastiness
Reddit, it's
of
called
crystal.
R Star Fox porn.
Crazy.
I wonder what's there.
Peppy the Hair.
Oh wait,
I've
come
actually
on.
never even played a Star Fox game. I don't know why I know all those characters' names.
There's only 2 posts.
Well, 2 more than there should be. Anyways, back to Queen Kong. Girl. Wait, who is that? Is that Wolf?
Looks like it's a.
It's glaring too much, but the bulge is quite something.
Yeah. Reminds me of Robert's post he took down.
That's Falco.
Yeah.
That ain't Falco.
Anyway.
There's so many memes you don't know, Joe.
So anyway, this stupid bear. I'm glad because you know what it is. I'll tell you what it is. Nobody watched this Drag Race Down Under. I
You
did.
did.
I did, but nobody else watched it. So I'm sure queens, gays around the world who are watching this for the first time were like, "Oh my god! Oh, look at that move!" Right, guys? Let me tell you, if you didn't watch Down Under, this Queen Kong was in. Okay, first of all, let me give you the history of Queen Kong. Everybody got their own little package or video
Their
package, but they didn't
ancestors.
do the right video package for Queen Kong. Here was the video package they should have done. She strutted into this fucking workroom like the way the way Alyssa was deservedly so on this show
Sure.
because she has the talent and the experience on the show to back up it. She walked in that way on her season of Down Under. Okay. And they were, oh my God, Queen Kong, right? And if she was the Sasha Colby, right?
In essence, yeah.
And then like the first 4 or 5 episodes, she was in the bottom every fucking week. And had
Not
lip sync,
every week.
and she was crying, and every fucking lip sync, she did this fakakta barrel roll. I think that was even one she did it twice, you know? And it was worse than just fucking Detox with the jaw. Right? She did this barrel roll. I've seen it so many times. And now she did it again. And I'm like, and I even saw she put out a video of her practicing the barrel roll and how she's gotten better at the barrel roll.
Okay.
I wish she would barrel roll right off the show.
I would love to see an edit of every single barrel roll in succession, like just her rolling in the sky for 10 whole seconds.
You know, she doesn't realize, and this is true for a lot of our ancestors, by the way, not just her. Her ancestors are barrel rolling in their graves that their progeny is a cross-dressing faggot on a TV show.
I don't know why you're filled with
I don't
such
like
hate.
her. I don't like her. The way she comes. And here's the thing I don't get either. Like, you know, for instance, I'll use you, Robert, right?
Okay.
You're thirsty for this Mike Ruiz, okay?
Sure,
Now,
yeah.
personally, I don't see it. Okay, but I get it. I see Mike Ruiz, like, oh, look, he's not my type, but I get it. My friend today showed me a gay guy at his office, and he's like, oh, do you like him? I go, I don't know. I was on the fence, right? But I was like, but I get it. I get why he would be popular with the gays and people would like him.
Okay.
There are so many gays, I remember staring down, who were thirsty for this Queen Kong. Thirsty for her. And I'm like, why? I don't get it.
Well,
now,
not
by the way,
anymore.
not anymore. No, I don't know. They're not.
Although I did find it hilarious that in her flashback recap little bit, they had like a 4-second long video of her just doing a selfie video walking shirtless along the beach. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Can I tell you something? I'll just say this now because I'll show you how
It's
unattractive
not
I
her
don't like
fault,
this.
by the way.
I don't like this Queen Kong at all. Maybe she is attractive. I just hate her so much. I just don't find her attractive. I'm gonna admit this right now. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna look up this fucking bitch's name. I forgot what it is. The one from Brazil.
Miranda
Oh,
Lebrun.
Miranda Lebrun. This is a weird thing. I found a kink that I never knew.
Oh.
When she was talking about how she was a burn victim,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, it turned me on.
What?
I don't know why. I don't get it. I was like, ooh,
You
I
been
kind of
watching
want to.
Saw lately?
I kind of want to get with her because she's a burn victim. I don't know why. It's really weird. Because before that, I thought she looked like Joel Grey in Cabaret.
Okay, I don't know.
Like
the
she was gonna
reference.
be like, "Welcome and bienvenue, welcome," and I was like, "That's what she looked like."
I don't know if you were the best equipped to recap Global All Star.
Why not? I'm a globalist. Of course I should. I'm shaped like a globe. There it is.
Your cultural sensitivity, girl.
Well, I had nothing to do with Brazil. I'm just saying, how would it be? I'm saying
I
something
just thought it was
positive.
funny.
I want
just thought it
to
was
have.
funny.
I want to have sex with her because she was burned.
Did you
Is
notice
that
that
wrong?
Nelenia greeted her and said, "Hola, cómo está?"
No, she did not.
She did.
Oh, I see, that is camp. I didn't see that.
That's why I love this show.
Yeah. Okay. All this to say, we're gonna be 20 minutes in. This is where we take a
Yeah.
break. We're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we are gonna talk about the rest of the episode. And we are back on the main stage. The girls parade one by one in front of the judges and answer silly questions pageant style. And they were as follows. We're going to go one by one, just really briefly. You can give whatever thoughts you want as we go in. Athena Likis from Belgium, season 1, Drag Race Belgique. Any thoughts on her, Robert?
I think she's great, and this is an overarching criticism, but I don't understand if you're gonna do like a parody of a pageant question and answer session, why would you give such awful goddamn questions? Especially to people with English as an alternate language.
Yes.
Like they have to literally in their first time meeting RuPaul and Michelle and Jamal just come up with something witty and quick on the spot that's like, what came first, the chicken or the fucking egg? What is that? It was terrible.
Honestly, I actually would really like this if it was the same format. They walked in, they strutted across the main stage, we saw their outfit, they go to the back of the stage, and then they give the stupid quippy line that they prepared for the workroom and then walked off. I think that would be great. I would like that.
I'm sure it would have made them a lot more comfortable than being put on the spot immediately.
Yeah.
And then like Athena's answer was very unfortunately strange and uncomfortable. And I'm like, this is how we're opening this supposed once in a lifetime event season, with Michelle giving a patronizing smile and asking whether the fucking chicken or egg came first, and a queen has to figure out what.
And kind of bold to come for RuPaul the first time you've ever seen her, and you're like, well, RuPaul's older than chickens or eggs.
It desperately needed workshopping, but it's not Athena's fault whatsoever. I also would have been like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to say? A circle has no beginning?
Yeah. I think what always works, you should be prepared for this when you go on there, is just, and that Kitty Scott Claus did something similar, is just go for absurd. Look for the chicken or the egg. Picnic.
Which led into Miranda's, which was, in what logic of hers is RuPaul able to bestow upon her 4 vaginas?
Yeah, so Miranda Lebrão came in. She's from Brazil, season 1. And you're talking about her.
Yeah, I can't remember do you have the exact question? Was it like, would you rather live without arms or legs or something like that? And she says, I'll live without all
then she
of
said,
them
I want
if
4
RuPaul
vaginas.
will give me 4 vaginas, which, first, what are you even going to do with 4 vaginas?
Would you want a vagina, though? You don't have to get rid of your penis. You don't have to get rid of your penis, but in the taint between your asshole and your penis, you get a fully functioning, sensitive with feeling vagina.
Can I return it if I don't like the experience?
Yes, but I can't think of it right now. There would be some sort of mild punishment if you do to deter you from just turning it in.
Like I'd have a vagina scar for the rest of my life? Which wouldn't be bad.
Yes. There'll be something like, I don't remember what it is yet.
If a genie offered me to try out a vagina for a week, I'd be down for sure.
Okay.
4? I don't think so. That's a lot.
No, I don't want 4. Look, a lot of women don't like 1, not because of any, because then you get 4 periods.
Imagine how much you waste on feminine products. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you get like 4 gynecologists?
4 and then 4 pap smears and all that stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like
4 times
there are a lot
the
of
risk?
problems. Yeah.
Oh no. I don't. Why would Miranda want a life like that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. All right, Pythia, Canada, season 2. Now you're a big fan of hers, aren't you?
I am. She didn't. She was put on the spot, and so she made chicken noises, and she said she was out of the box.
I was embarrassed.
I think it was
for her.
unfortunate.
I was embarrassed for her. I'll be honest with you.
Sadly, I was too.
Yeah, like you hadn't even wanted to start making chicken noises in front of RuPaul.
Yeah, but I think that she's gonna prove herself later, so I'm not worried about my girl.
Okay, I thought about your punishment if you turn your vagina in.
Okay.
You lose all memory that you went to Stanford.
So it's much like my normal life, apart from any time I'm around you.
I know what you're talking about. Anyway, all right. Oh, God.
Oh, who is it? Queen next?
Next is Queen Kong from Down Under season 2.
You're so nasty.
I don't like her. She came in. Okay, first of all, now, by the way, a lot of the. I'm sorry, give your opinion first. She loved it.
I thought that. I think she was the first one that I was like, oh, budget issues, because her look wasn't finished.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Really. And she definitely does. I know this is a phrase you like to turn, but she definitely does enter spaces like she's the cock of the walk. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think she's still talented though. I'm not. I don't hold any of the disdain you do for her, but she's not my favorite either. So
So a lot of queens do this. I know Miranda LeBrow did this and whatnot, and other queens too. But they do this thing. I think it's a lot, and I have a theory about this. I'll tell you why in a second. But a lot of drag queens do this thing where they make a joke, and then they immediately laugh after they make a joke, or say. Then sometimes they don't make a joke, sometimes they just say things and then just laugh.
yeah, that's how I talk.
Yeah, well, and I don't know what it is. I don't notice it with most people, but when this Queen Kong, she does it, and it made my skin fucking crawl. And then she said,
my
she
God.
said, I wrote it down. She goes, I don't know if she said I'm back, bitches, but she said I'm back. No one knew she was gone. Did she realize no one watched Down Under? No one watched. She goes, I'm back. I'm back.
But
I'm
Season
back.
2 was the best season of Down Under, though. And I think Queen's Gravitas was a part of that.
Season 2, who was the one that had the racist girl with the tattoos?
That was one.
Karen from Finance.
Yeah, that was season 1, the Gollywog
Okay.
tattoos.
Yeah. Who was besides Queen Kong? Who won season 2? Oh, the one from New
Spanky.
Zealand. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Next, we have Soa de Muse from France. You're a big fan of hers as well. France season 1.
I think she's great. I think that she probably made the judges laugh the most in her entrance, which
Yeah.
that was the second Jamal's having sex with me joke. I think
Yeah,
it's,
you know what? What a good transition. What do you think of Jamal Sims on the judges panel?
I'm a fan. He has like such a great energy.
Yeah, you know what? I was gonna say it's like it's the perfect balance. It's not Merle Ginsburg invisibility, but it's
I live
not
for Merle.
it's not like Santino Rice or anybody else like trying too hard. It's just the
Mhm.
right. He's comfortable in his own skin.
It's good
I
to
like
have
them.
someone there who's like musically inclined. That's not
Yes.
Michelle Visage talking about
Yes.
seduction again.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Nalenia, Italy season 2.
She did, I think, what everyone does, which is default to blue humor, right? But it's also drag, so it's not like I'm raising my nose up at that. It's just at this point, it's like, oh wow, these entrances are all going to be exactly the same. Think quickly on your feet and come up with a crew joke, quick.
Yeah.
And hers
you
was
know-
about subverting like big hands, which is a common one.
I'll be honest with you, and I've seen both episodes. We're not going to talk about episode 2, but I've seen both episodes. And rewatching episode 1, they really didn't focus for the most part on any of the girls who didn't go this week. They did a little bit, but not really. And so I don't really have a big opinion on girls who didn't go this week. So she's fine. I remember her. She was giving me Theresa May vibes. I don't know why, but not funny.
Oh, Nalenia is more interesting than that.
Well, I think pudgy, dark-haired guy.
Dark hair.
Thank you. Nalini has dark hair, doesn't she?
It's like the sandy Italian
I don't remember.
brown.
I have no opinion of her. Next, we have Tessa Testicle, who did not go this week, but was a big part of this episode. She is from Germany, season 1. You know, I noticed this time, based on things she said and also her little title card, she went home fairly early, it looks like, and she lip synced 4 times. So did she lip sync every episode she was on?
Almost. I think all but one. Yeah.
Were you a
Pretty
fan of
fierce.
hers?
I didn't finish Germany. I think I got like 4 or 5 episodes into it. I think I actually got right before Tessa went home.
Hmm.
And I just kind of thought that she was this like snotty little rabble rouser. And it seems like she's kind of the same character this season so far. I like her, I should say. I call people like harsh words like that, but I end up liking them anyway. So I like the character. I think it's a interesting contrast to all the poised runners up, you know?
Okay, very good. I mean, she's fine. We'll talk about her in the course of the episode. She's in part of a couple of the storylines, so she'll come up. But for the most part, I don't really have a negative opinion of her. Next, we have, I think, both of our sweetheart, Galavaro from
Yeah.
Mexico season 1. Your thoughts on Galavado?
I'm trying to
Ooh.
like. Does my mouth look anywhere near as big as hers?
No, no. Do you think it
'Cause
does?
I don't know. I'm just curious because I've called her the Cheshire Cat of Mexico ever since Mexico season one, and she's not beating those allegations anytime soon. She is just I've never seen a human with a mouth like that.
Is that a turn off for you?
No, I like big mouths. Not for any particular reason. I've just noticed. But anyways, Galavado looked fantastic, and I don't know why she did the the Mexican thing and responded to every question in Spanglish, which
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. And again,
It shows you how
a
much I
horny
love
joke.
Spanglish. I didn't notice. You know what's
Oh, really?
funny is I don't generally speak in Spanglish, but I also absorb how people talk. And so my therapist, the Mexican Ross Matthews, um, he speaks in Spanglish. I mean, a lot.
To you?
Oh yeah, to
In
me, yeah,
session?
in session, pure
Because when
Spanglish.
else are you talking to him? So.
Yeah, and I find myself now I'm talking in Spanglish back to him.
Girl,
Yeah, I
I
started.
didn't
I started
realize you were
speaking Spanish.
the Duolingo owl.
I'm not. I just do. I just know how to speak Spanglish.
Hmm.
So like the other day, we were just, keying it up at the end of the session, and I was walking down the hallway after I left, and he goes, "Oh my God, we didn't set the next appointment." And then I was like, "Of course, we're just chismeando the whole time." At the end, he said I was saying stuff like that. Like, actually, I don't do.
Does that count as Spanglish?
I'm counting it as Spanglish, girl. I was cocoa. I was cocoing it. I was giving cocoa. I was just, and I was a skeleton in a mariachi outfit and all that shit. Okay, next
All
we
right,
have
mark it.
Eva La Queen from the Philippines, season 1.
Good for her. She didn't take it in a sexual route, and she talked about not having chapped lips. I thought that was cute.
Yeah.
She seemed great. I mentioned that I didn't really connect with her on Philippines season one, but I'm already enjoying her a lot more this season.
Look, I'm about to tip my hand at episode 2, but I want to comment right here. Like, I didn't watch Philippines, but everything that I'm seeing, at least the people that they've put forward for these international seasons, the Filipinos are good at fucking drag and drag
That's for
race.
sure.
Yeah, man, they got it down. Next
I
we
love
have
our Asian
Vanity
cousins.
Vane from Sweden, season 1. Your thoughts on Vanity Vane?
I think she's like the one that I don't fully understand her character fully, but I appreciate that she's a grump like me, very curmudgeonly, very like ugh about everything. I don't really fully understand her signature drag yet though, but it's early.
Mhm.
It's early as shit actually. So
I don't really have an opinion on her yet because just she wasn't really she was a little bit of a talking head this episode, but nothing that you would have an opinion on her personality. I did clock though because I know Galavado's tall. I think
I
it's
don't.
hard to tell
She
because
looks like a pocket gay.
you know what it is. She was in Drag Race Mexico, and Mexicans are not known as the tallest person. I'm clear.
No.
I'm 5'7", and I'm clearly in the middle, the average Mexican guy height. Robert and Christian are very tall for Mexicans.
We're 6 feet tall. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm at an average. If I go to Mexico, I'm average height. Okay. So, and there's people who are. I'm in the median. I'll even say I'm median height in Mexico.
Yeah.
And
5'4" is not unusual.
yeah, so maybe in Mexico, Galavado just seemed taller because they were all so short.
I think that is the case, to be honest with you. And not to scoot forward too quickly, but it seems like there's a similar thing going on in Colombia because all of those dancers were pretty close to the ground.
I'm gonna tell you. Well, I love a short gay. Oh,
Who
by the
doesn't?
way, I went to a get together yesterday, and there were some industry people there that I know. But the reason I bring that up is, there was a music industry person there,
Hmm.
and I knew this already. I was laying the seeds, and I said to him, I go, listen, because he asked me about Sloppy to Poppy,
Okay. Oh.
and he goes, oh, how's that going? I've been watching, it's fun, whatever. And I go, let me tell you something. The whole mission of this Sloppy to Poppy is when I'm ready. I said, when I'm ready, I'm gonna come to you, and I'm gonna say you need to connect me with this David Archuleta because he knows David Archuleta, and he goes, you got it. There we go. There we go.
I
I'm
mean, I
telling you,
really
I
can't
will.
think of anything more motivating than having a sexual target.
Hmm. I'm telling you, I will
Makes the world go round.
manifest this motherfucking David Archuleta. I'm gonna Archuleta. Wait, how's the joke there? What's the you know where I'm going with this, and you guys can write the
I'm
joke
gonna
yourself.
arch his letter. I'm gonna let it.
No, I'm
It doesn't
gonna
really
let
work.
I can't. I'll work on it anyway.
I don't see it, but you get yours, girl.
I don't know why. I
He kind
I
of looks like a teddy bear that like someone
I'm
put syrup on and then left
I'm
outside.
telling you, he looks like every one of my cousins who sneaks out of the party to smoke a joint, like in his truck, and won't let anybody in his truck, and then goes around passing out his gardening ad to the people in my neighborhood. That's very specific because it actually happened at a party.
I know. I mean, I have those cousins too.
Yeah. Anyway, Kitty Scott Claus, UK season 3.
There is no item of clothing that disgusts me more than ruffle socks, and she was wearing ruffle socks.
Yeah.
They remind me of like going to communion with
Uh-huh.
like all the girls in their white ruffle socks at church. I hate ruffles. They're gross.
I think they're
like,
gross too.
They're
I
the
think they're
worst
gross
things
too.
that have ever been made. And why the fuck was Kitty Scott Claus wearing them?
I
And she had
never
her initials
yeah.
on her bodice. I was like, everything about this look, throw it away.
I never thought about it, but you're right. I'm
I hate
with you on
ruffle
that.
socks.
I am with you.
I hate ruffles, actually.
the
The
potato
chips are
chip.
okay.
Okay, I
The
was
chips
gonna
are
say. Is she the one? Because and it's really important later. Is she the one that RuPaul just? Because okay, I'll be honest with you. When it comes to the UK queens, there are like 3 or 4, maybe even more, doughy, pasty, white, chubby queens.
You
Not
can't wait
chubby,
to
but
call
they're
a
just
bitch
doughy.
doughy. You
Doughy.
cannot. Who taught you that word in the last couple weeks? Because it has been on the tip of your lips all week.
I like dough. Anyway,
Come on,
there's
Mrs.
one in
Fields.
particular that RuPaul just thinks is fucking hilarious. Like just anything she says. Is
Not
it Kitty
Ellie
Scott Clark?
Diamond. It's
Is it
Lawrence Cheney.
It's Lawrence Cheney. It's okay. Good. So this will be. I needed to know that just not for here, but for later. It's Lawrence Cheney. You're right.
There was like literally no way that Kitty Scott Claus, and for several reasons, but mostly was never going to win season 3 of UK, which was because her archetype had literally just won the season previously.
Yes, 100%. You're right. And then finally we have Alyssa Edwards from US season 5 and All Star season 2. 2 of, if not the most iconic seasons in the whole franchise, in the top 3. Robert, your thoughts on her entrance?
I adore Alyssa Edwards. I don't think I've ever really even said this, but I think she's genuinely in like my top 5 favorite queens of the entire gamut. Like the whole to do, she's up there.
Yeah. Well, look, here's the deal, and we can pick this right now. But right now they have the International Hall of Fame, the International Pavilion at the Hall of Fame and the Hall of Fame and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Right.
Which they joked was in Daytona, Florida, Daytona Beach. Which why would any of the international queens get that joke?
Yeah.
It's just issues with the format, I think.
Here's the thing. Let's make a proverbial Mount Rushmore of Drag Race. So there's only like what 4 presidents on there? Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. We can speculate who the other 3 would be, but I would say without a doubt, Alyssa Edwards
Yeah.
is on that Mount Rushmore of Drag Race. I'm not saying of all drag. I'm just saying of Drag Race. Do you know who's on the other 3? Robert?
Does RuPaul get a spot, or is
No.
it contestants only?
Contestants only.
Ah, that's hard, dude. I like her, but I'm not a stan. I'd probably have to put Trixie up there.
I don't
Come
know. I'd
on.
agree with that. Okay.
Like maybe not in the Drag Race canon, but just like in terms of like.
I know what you're saying.
Imagine if this gets unveiled and the Trixie stans don't have
I
Trixie.
know.
It's gonna be
Oh,
like
they'll
a
fucking
Taylor
blow
Swift
that
concert.
mountain up. Yeah, they'll blow that mountain
Exactly.
up.
I would
Alaska?
want to put Bob up there, but I don't know if Bob's like that foundational to this. It'd probably be more Bianca than Bob. Not Alaska.
No, not
Probably-
Alaska. Oh, not
No.
Alaska.
I think if you had asked me that 5 years ago, I'd say Alaska for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like her position has kind of been usurped,
Okay.
to be honest with you. Plus, if it was just the top like 4 or 5 of All Stars 2, then we'd also put Roxy and Detox up there.
Yeah, true.
Top tier.
But for, okay, so we don't know.
It's
who the-
hard to say, really. I just know that Alyssa would definitely be up there.
I know you can do this on
It's Jinx.
Spotify. I don't know. Oh, Jinx Monsoon 100. So now there's only 2 spots left. Yeah, 100% Jinx, 100%.
But they can't all be white women.
Yeah, look, I didn't say they had to be. I don't know who the
No,
other two
I know,
people
but
are.
like if we were to pick the biggest fan favorites, then like, I don't know.
Okay, who would be the big? So Bob would be up there for the Black Queens.
I think so. It would make sense if it was BB, but like this fandom doesn't
No, I
you
don't
know,
like
run
her.
for her.
I
Like
don't
I
like
do.
BB.
I love that bitch.
Oh, really?
Deeply.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
I would have before all the sexual assault stuff. I would have put Shangela up there because I think she had a great Drag Race storyline. and she
Latrice
contributed
can
so
be the
much.
mountain.
Well, it's a sacred mountain.
Look, here's the thing, and look, maybe I'll be surprised. The show has never failed to surprise me, even if I agree or disagree with the decisions. But I mean, just the charisma she's coming in with is like, just give her the fucking crown already. And I
It was
think
the
even the
Alyssa Edwards
contestants
meet and
notice. Yeah.
Well, remember you said that like maybe this is more of a showcase for how international runners-up could compete against Alyssa Edwards and like, you know, hang with the big dogs, so to speak.
As much as I hate this fucking Queen Kong, I hate her, and I don't think she should have been tied with Alyssa. If she goes home episode 3, she can go back home and say, I tied with Alyssa Edwards to win that episode.
That's true. And she
That's
won
gonna
money.
be in her clip package, you know? Of Alyssa holding her hand up. Like Apollo Creed. I don't think that ever happened in Rocky.
I would want that.
Oh, you a big fan of Apollo?
No, Alyssa.
Oh, yeah. All right. Later on the main stage, RuPaul announced the grand prize of $200,000 US and that no queen would go home for this maxi challenge. The queens in part 1 of the talent show were as follows: Athena Leakes, Miranda LeBrow, Queen Kong, Soa Demuse, Kitty Scott Claus, and Alyssa Edwards. Later in the workroom, the girls marvel at being back in the workroom. The girls are gagged that Alyssa Edwards is in the competition. Alyssa has no clue who the other contestants are. Tessa Testicle talks tea about her testicles. Athena and Pythia bond over their Greek heritage, and the girls wonder aloud whether some contestants have an advantage based on their prior relationships with RuPaul. Finally, it's talent show day, and the girls get ready for the main stage. Later, Kitty shares who she would shag, marry, and kill. Roberto Mata, let's take this piece by piece here. Did you get the feeling this episode, and we'll even kind of leak into the next episode, we won't talk about it on the next episode, that so far what we've seen in the workroom seems that Alyssa's doing a meet and greet every time she's in the workroom?
I thought I said that 2 minutes ago.
You did?
I thought I did.
Maybe you did. I'll find out in editing and take it out.
Exactly. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
was probably speaking over you. But yes, I agree, Joe. What a novel idea.
Yeah. And okay, so we have that. I loved, you know what I love too? It's so cringy. This fucking Queen Kong is like escorting the Alyssa Edwards around the room. She goes, Alyssa, I need to tell you, it is an honor to be here. It's my favorite part of being in the workroom is seeing you here. Alyssa's not even acknowledging her existence, even though she's walking with her, and she's just walking and she goes, Alyssa, what does it feel like to be in the workroom? And I think she's hoping for some reciprocity. And she's like,
Who isn't?
yeah. And then Alyssa's just like, it looks great. It feels like being a reunion. Meanwhile, she doesn't know who anybody. She doesn't know anybody. They cut to a confessional. She's like, I gotta be honest. I haven't really kept up with the international franchises.
Which is no one should be surprised.
Yeah.
Imagine
Why would
Alyssa
she's
Edwards
busy.
sitting at home watching Drag Race.
Yeah. I don't even think she watches the US Drag Race.
No, I doubt it.
She's like
Mama's
BB.
booked.
Yeah. So, what did you think about any of those moments?
There was this one that I don't know if this was an intentional reference, but if it was, hats off to Tessa Testicle. But there was this moment. Do you remember it was one of those YouTube series. I think it was like Ring My Bell or something, where like the queens would pick up the phone and they would talk to people.
Oh yes! Oh
It,
my god! I
I
forgot about
know,
that.
I know. I'm like really dating myself here,
Yeah.
but there was this one with Alyssa Edwards where
Would
she
you
picks
date
up the phone.
yourself?
I would probably break up with myself pretty quickly because
Okay,
I
go ahead.
would be too independent for myself. But
Okay.
um, Alyssa picked up the phone and someone asked her, "What is Alyssa's secret?" And she ended up saying it's 9 inches and fully functional. And for some reason, that quote has always stuck out with me. And
Yeah.
when Tessa was telling the story of possibly almost losing a testicle, and Alyssa says, "Oh my God, do you only have one?" And Tessa said, "No, I have another one, and it's fully functional." And something about it rang like she was repeating Alyssa's quote back to her. It's probably not at all what was happening, but that's what happened in my head.
I mean, I don't think you're totally wrong. Tessa is the right age. Oh, that's the thing. A lot of these queens, and that's what's weird, is a lot of these queens, not that they necessarily got into drag because of Alyssa Edwards, but it's like if I went to go do stand-up comedy and Jerry Seinfeld showed up, and it's just like, oh shit, like that's who
Yeah.
you looked up to, or even if it was like Louis C.K. or Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle. And I think consumed a lot of the content like you did, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was intentional. I didn't pick up on it, but
I mean,
what do
maybe
I
no
know?
one. I haven't seen a Reddit post about it, so maybe I'm just
Well,
drawing
then it doesn't exist.
false parallels. But anyways, I thought it was strange. I guess I'll take this opportunity to talk about how it was just. I don't know about the editing decision to intersperse the introductions throughout the episode, rather than have them all roll through at the beginning. It was a very it was a very disjointed episode. There were a lot of strange editing decisions this episode. For one, like why the hell are there so many tight shots of all the queens?
Mhm.
Like back
Yeah.
the fucking camera up. And this like it felt like it was an amateur editing team, and they made the new decision to have introductions happen mid conversation with very little lead in, and it was odd.
Well,
What did you
even
think
from an
about it?
editing point of view, the packages weren't even paced well. It was like you got one
No.
with Alyssa, and then nonsense, and then one, and then literally, if you want to know why talent show day, I only said that we talked about Kitty Scott Claus and who she would shag, marry, kill. It's because then they crammed in like 3 on talent show day,
Yeah.
like one right after the other, and it was just like it wasn't even paced well.
No, the worst one was when it was Queen Kong was about to open up the show, and then we
Yes.
just suddenly cut to her shirtless on the beach.
Yes.
What's going
Yes.
on? And
And-
they also just didn't pick. Obviously, it's a challenge because they have to go through what 8-10 seasons, if not
Yeah.
more, to find like the best moments of each queen. But like they didn't pick the best moments of each queen for those
No.
retrospectives. They just
No.
picked random shit.
Yeah.
Which is
And
fine.
then it wasn't as much of a problem in this episode as next episode, but like the sound, I was
Oh
like
no, it was a problem this episode.
the Alyssa. If I were Alyssa, I'd be pissed.
If I was Alyssa, if I was Kitty, if I were Queen, I couldn't. We'll get into it.
We'll get into it. But okay, well then there's that, and then I want to talk because some of the contestants, I don't know who they are. I know the Brazilian one was one of them. They're talking
Random
about
bro.
some of these queens. They were on shows that RuPaul judged, so they have an advantage.
I agree with that perspective.
Wait, stop. Apart from Alyssa, do you think RuPaul has any memory of who the other 2 girls are?
I don't think. Now, to answer your question obliquely, was Rue underpaid for this season? He just could not give less of a fuck about any of it. Actually,
Well, I thought it was really weird. Maybe you would know because you deal with this kind of stuff. I wonder if it was for visa reasons or whatever. But they filmed this one at the Paramount Columbia studios. When I say
did.
Columbia, it means in the country of Colombia.
yeah.
And I was like, oh, they got RuPaul to go to Colombia? Like, why not do it in LA? Again, you would probably know, probably just for visa reasons, I imagine. But like,
I think also this just they had the stage set up,
yeah, maybe. And
but it does make sense for visas. Too
And
many other ones to get for the U.S.
yeah, so I was even shocked by that. So it just seems she's phoning it in all the time,
But this was like extra. I don't think she's ever been less interested. And she has like a very terse way of dealing with people who are speaking English in as when it's not their native tongue. Like she was so frustrated with Adriana Lima for not giving a quip and for just giving an earnest like I love you. Thank you for having me here.
Yeah.
Like, you could see her face crack. And she did that with all the other queens who were also coming up with their quips. It was just uncomfortable.
Well,
in
look,
my
when,
opinion.
when you were talking about the first one, Athena Likas, when she came in, she made that joke about RuPaul being older than chicken and an egg, and I'm not sure RuPaul got it because she said, I think she said something, "I'm not a scientist," but and then RuPaul's answer to that was, "I think you are a scientist." Like I'm not even sure RuPaul was really listening totally.
It was honestly all just a very awkward combination of sentences.
All
But
right.
it's all right. It's
Um,
they're getting off their feet.
So you think that they do have an advantage because RuPaul judged them?
Well, I agreed at first, and now I've turned into thinking that RuPaul's apathetic to everyone
Yeah.
except maybe Alyssa. So maybe
Yeah.
it's not that much of an advantage.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much of an advantage. Like because RuPaul was so shocked by this barrel roll. I think RuPaul was genuinely surprised by the barrel roll.
I was
She's like,
gonna quip
"What?"
the same. Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't remember ever seeing that or anything like that. All right, now it's time for the global talent extravaganza, and we'll go through them one by one. And I have, oh wait, yeah, oh yeah, we already did that. Oh, I did. There was something I missed here.
Bring it up.
When RuPaul announced about the talent show that we're splitting up in two, with Vanity Vane goes, "Oh, now I can watch what they're doing, so help me decide what I'm gonna do." Who is she fooling? You know exactly what you're gonna do. Thank you.
I think she meant like just needs an extra oomph, an extra push.
All right. Okay, so let's go down the list first for the talent show. Queen Kong came out and did. Queen Kong came out and did a lip sync to an original number about how rad she is. What are your thoughts on this, Robert?
Do you remember the All Stars 5 talent show with
All-Stars
Mayhem
5?
Miller?
Oh, when she clearly had not prepared. Yeah.
Well, shoot, that was definitely the UK versus the World 2 talent show also.
sorry.
But this All Stars 5 one was very similar. There was something going on with her words where maybe she didn't know them. But
Okay.
the song has like a certain like a beat that it kept hitting. I am the queen of the party, and that
Oh,
rhythm
yes.
was
Yes.
very much present in Queen Kong's song. And to even further that point, Mayhem, this honestly, like it makes me descend into fucking cackles and giggles every time I think about it. Do you remember she couldn't, none of the words were distinct, and she was like, Osama bin Laden, those eyes, like, and that was her talent show. The audio quality was so horrible on Queen's song that I honestly felt like a redux, which made me laugh really hard, but I didn't think it was fierce. I was just, and she wasn't like punching any of her dance moves hard. It felt like a rehearsal.
Yeah.
But the judges lived for some reason. So, and I know you love me talking shit, but that's just what I saw.
You just made me realize Mayhem and Queen Kong have a lot in common.
You do like that line of thought, yeah.
Is she's never talked about this, but I think it really bothers Mayhem Miller that Adore gets the credit for Party. Because the way when she came back, she kept trying to reclaim Party. And I give her, look, I'll say this. It was her original thing, and Adore used it on TV first, and so she gets the credit. But it reminded me of Queen Kong talking about her Fakakta ancestors. The way she would constantly say party or party this or party that. And it's just like, sorry, Adore took it. Right?
Okay. Who took the ancestors?
I would if I had my way.
Well,
So anyway, what I want to talk about is there's a part where Queen Kong lifts up one of the little Colombian dancers on her shoulder.
mhm.
And then they cut to one of the drag queens going, she picked up a whole ass man. Okay. First of all, her name is Queen Kong. If you've never seen her before, you would know she's even acknowledged. She named herself Queen Kong because she is a giant cisgendered man. She's a giant look, if this
Is she that giant?
who's the one
She
I
definitely
won't
has
say which
thick thighs.
direction.
I'd say work it, girl.
Who's the one that was on the last season of All Stars and she wants to date Vanjie? What's his name? What's her name?
Nino, no.
What's
Got
her
Mick?
name?
Who are you
Gottmik.
What?
Look,
What?
if Gottmik lifted up one of these
Oh.
dudes, I'd be like, oh my god, what the fuck, right? But Queen Kong picked up a little pocket gay and put him on her shoulders, and they're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, right?
I mean,
And-
I thought drag was not a contact sport. Now we can throw bitches over our shoulders.
Yes, it was. Who cares? She put him on her shoulders. Who cares? She's a giant man.
I thought it was
In a
actually kind of
dress.
funny in the sense that I was like, if that's a talent, then I also have a talent prepared for the.
Oh,
Drag
what's your
Race Global
talent?
Also. Picking bitches up and putting them on my shoulders. Apparently,
Do you do that all the time?
No, did you think I'm at fucking Coachella putting up a twink on my shoulder? No. Or a toddler at Disneyland?
BT Dub. I don't like lip syncing to original songs,
Yeah, I think
especially not
that's-
like that. And
yeah.
2 out of 10. She gets 2 out of 10 in my book. I didn't
Two?
ask you. I didn't ask you to score anything. You don't have to do score. I wrote down scores
Okay.
on my own.
I would protest a 2. I think it was a
Two,
little bit, I
2
think
out
it
of
was a
10.
little
2. I
better
don't
than a
like it.
2.
I don't like her, and she gets a 2. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, it's gonna be
I
a long
worried that she
season,
was
Jen.
lucky she got the 2. She was lucky she got the 2. I was gonna give
She
her a
should
0.
say thank you.
Yes. Miranda LeBrow, she did a trapeze act. Thoughts?
I remember a common, maybe not common, but a critique they've given a few queens in the past is that the judging panel felt safe with them. I did not at all feel safe with Miranda's trapeze act. I was worried for her the whole time. She was shaking. She hadn't yet given her backstory about the fact that her muscles have given out. So, like, I feel bad for thinking that. But my first impression was, homegirl's gonna fall, and I'm stressed, and this is not me feeling safe with an entertainer. But the girls lived for it in the end. So,
That's why I'm saying. And now we know that they knew the backstory. You don't think they didn't know?
yeah.
And there's this backstory, and she was, she did the thing with the muscles and the trapeze, and she felt 8 out of 10. Loved it because it wasn't a fucking lip syncing to original song,
True.
and it was a thing we haven't seen before. And
True.
I couldn't do that. Could you do that, Robert?
Probably give me some time. I think I could do anything with a couple weeks, but probably much longer than that. I'd be looking like Robin and Batman Forever. But
I would look like the little bear in Country Bear Jamboree, but you're too young for
why
that
the
because
fuck
they
do you know
still.
what the country bears are?
Well, they used to have it at Disneyland, and they got rid of it. Now it's only at
that's
Disney World.
right.
Yeah.
yeah.
But at a certain point, a big fat girl bear comes out of the ceiling on a trapeze, and she sings a
that's
song.
fierce.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, I'm watching it the second time because I rewatched it much like you did, because I knew that she wasn't going to fall and that I had already heard her backstory about how her muscles are leaving her. I enjoyed it significantly more, and I could have seen it in the top for sure.
Yes, 100%. 100%. You have to understand something. How sad if you're not in the top 2. You had a 1 in 3 chance of winning. And if you didn't.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I feel that this trapeze was worthy of being in the top 2. I'm just telling you. Kitty Scott Claus did a live singing act. Your thoughts here?
The most by the numbers number, I would say. At least she got rid of those fucking ruffle socks. But
Mhm.
instead, she was holding bleach.
Yeah.
Again, mush mouth, bad audio quality mixing. Why the fuck was she holding bleach? I wanted to hold bleach by the end of the number,
You wanted to
but
drink
I
it.
didn't get it.
Look, she gets some points because she sang live, which is a talent. She's not a good singer.
It was definitely giving 2 a.m. at Two Brewers, several gin and tonics.
But so I gave it a 5 out of 10.
It's generous.
Athena Likis, she did like, what the fuck did she do? Was that the
She
burlesque
did, like,
act?
an avant-garde burlesque act.
Yes, an avant. That's what you're right. A comedy burlesque act is what I have here. Your thoughts on that?
my question here is
Yeah.
why was Michelle Visage's face on car inflatables, used car lot inflatables?
Well, wouldn't people ask why is Michelle Visage's face on the judges panel?
I don't mind that. I don't mind Michelle at all, but I didn't get the through line. What was the concept? And I watched it twice.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Apart from being outwardly silly, which I love. I liked it. I don't think I really have made an academic
Here's the
assertion
thing.
there.
When you go to like Europe or South America, there's an absurdism that we just don't get,
For sure.
you know? And I think they get it and they're like, ugh. But yeah, I get you. I don't get it. Especially that here's the thing too. I could see if there was one that was Michelle and one that was Jamal,
Okay.
but why two Michelles? Why two Michelle? That's the thing I don't get.
I liked it, but I didn't fully understand it, which is probably the point.
I put silly, I put different. 7 out of 10.
Damn, your numbers are so arbitrary. Not
Not
that they-
arbitrary, not
that they could be
arbitrary at
any-
all.
All right, what's the rubric?
If I like it or not. That's my rubric. Soa Demuse, live singing as well.
This one was kind of unfortunate because Soa won her talent show in France season 1 doing a cabaret number, but it was just so much more powerful than this one. Again, I think victim of mixing, it didn't convey, and then she was suddenly dancing in smoke.
Yeah, you couldn't hear her. You couldn't
Yeah.
hear her.
Um,
And then all of a sudden she did some weird ass dance.
it was strange. I could have seen what I think was it Vanity who told her in Untucked that it was magic in a magical
Yeah.
performance to behold, and maybe that was true in person, but on the screen I was like, oh, this is not fantastic.
And then finally we have Alyssa Edwards, who
Wait, what was your
lip-synced-
ranking on?
Oh,
Soa?
5 out of 10.
Okay. Damn, these are low numbers.
I'm a tough judge. Alyssa
Clearly,
Edwards.
it's very
Alyssa
difficult to
Edwards.
please.
Original song with the flash dance ending with the liquid on her. Your thoughts? Unfortunate sound mixing, but that might have been we probably actually heard what they heard in the studio. It probably
Maybe
sounded like that. Yeah.
it probably was a live feed. Honestly,
Yeah.
it's just such an amateur mistake. Well, they've done Mexico. They've done this Colombian team. They've done Mexico. They've done Germany. They've done Brazil. Why do
here's
they
the-
not know what they're doing?
Well, especially since she's lip syncing, couldn't they have called Alyssa or said, "Can we get that track so we can just put it over the audio because it didn't work?"
At the end, I did. It's hard because Alyssa Edwards isn't really known for knowing the words. Like,
Yeah.
she's not pointing at her mouth like Coco,
Mhm.
but she missed like almost every single one of her words after the flash dance moment.
Yeah.
Which I thought was funny because it's Alyssa.
Yeah.
But I thought she reminded me of the season 3 challenge, the 80s aerobic thing that they did, which was a lot of fun then, and it's still a fun concept now. It was like a much better version of what Orion Story and Deja Sky thought they were doing in their talent shows. Not to compare
Mhm.
queens, but just Alyssa knew what she was doing. There was one moment where I wonder how much input Alyssa had into this song. I very much doubt she wrote it, but there was a lyric that was a reference to UK season 2, which I very much doubt Alyssa's seen, where she says that the eyes are the tits of the face, which is a Bimini Snatch Game reference. And
Mm-hmm.
did Alyssa watch that? Did she write that lyric? That's what I want to know.
I would say Alyssa's not writing lyrics.
Could you imagine though?
Did she watch that season?
Like, wouldn't that be so funny if Alyssa doesn't know any of these queens, but she happened to watch that Snatch Game episode and she just loves that answer so much that she had
Yeah.
to incorporate it into her tongue pop song? Ranking.
Yes. Look, I typically hate lip syncing to original numbers, but it's one of the things where it's Alyssa. She just exudes the charisma that you need to ride over that wave. Also, too, if I'm being honest with you, yes, I have a problem with lip syncing to your own original song, but particularly when those songs are taking themselves too seriously, you
Sure.
know?
Like a bitch track.
Like a bitch track, right? This one was not taking herself seriously. And so I think I appreciated it more. I think she should have been in the top 2, 8 out of 10. To me, the top 2 should have been Miranda LeBrow and Alyssa Edwards. Thank you.
I would be down for that timeline for sure. I think Miranda's probably the queen who I came out, apart from obviously my childhood wonder for Alyssa, I think I came out liking Miranda the most out of the first group.
Well, we all know I did. There's something I have about her
Do
being
something about it
burned.
later.
I'm not even joking. Like I really got really turned on that she was. You know what? I don't know. I have to talk about it with my.
We definitely need to interrogate this because I
Yeah,
don't
we
know
really
what that
do.
says.
Yeah, I don't know.
How do you
either.
feel about Two-Face?
The Batman character?
Yeah.
You know, he was played by two people, by Harvey Dent. You know the name of the character.
Yes, I know
By
who
this
Harvey Dent is.
the guy from what's his name from. He came up in a recent episode of one of our shows.
Talking about Aaron Eckhart,
No, that was the one from the
Dark Knight Rises.
Christopher Nolan ones. But then
Yeah.
the Tim Burton ones. Well, I don't know if it was his, but like Billy D. Williams.
Mm-hmm.
No, you know who I am thirsty
wait, Billy
for.
D. Williams,
Billy D. Williams. But you know who I am thirsty for.
Two-Face.
No, I never was into like this Bill Skarsgård in this new Crow movie. Oh my god, he's one burn away from me like masturbating to him.
I don't know where any of this comes from, girl.
I don't know.
He's
either.
played by Tommy Lee Jones, by the way.
Who did Billy D. Williams play in Batman? Oh, you know what? I think there were two
Isn't
Harvey
Billy,
Dents.
Isn't Billy D. Williams Lando Carlson? Or
Yeah,
whatever?
Calrissian. No, I think there were two Harvey Dents in that era of Batman. I think
There was a
I think
black
Tommy Lee Jones.
Two-Face.
I think no. Well, it's what they were doing. Okay. Tommy Lee Jones
Did he
took
have
over
a
when they
half black
actually
face and a
did.
half white
Tommy
face?
Lee Jones actually did it when he was Two-Face. Okay. But when they were
Okay.
establishing the character before he became Two-Face, Billy D. Williams played Harvey Dent before the accident, before they'd established it.
That
Now I'm
doesn't
looking
make any sense.
What is okay? A billionaire dresses up as a bat, and this is the part where you are now gonna call bullshit.
I mean, it's
I'm looking this up
very
now.
confusing. Why is Billy
Billy
D.
D.
Williams in it? I don't know. Are you sure?
I'm looking it up right now. He does a lot of Lego things, so you gotta go past all that and go to the 80s. God, he does a lot of video games. Who knew? Okay, here we go. 90 Batman 1989, Harvey Dent.
I'm so confused. Well,
The runway. The
Chris O'Donnell will forever live in my heart.
runway category is Garden of Eden. Any big thoughts on these runway looks?
It was a very standard runway. I don't know why they decided to start with that unless they wanted to make a statement about biblical Genesis, which I kind of doubt they do. But why was there an English rose in the Garden of Eden?
Because she had to die. I was trying to make a
Thank
Princess
you.
Di joke. I just a really awful joke. I'm so
It was
sorry.
just everyone came out in with bedazzled apples, basically.
Yeah.
And then Katie Scott Claus came out as an English rose, which I guess it's great for breaking away from the bedazzled apple. But why an English rose? Maybe there's some kind of English Garden of Eden thing. Like the Garden of Eden was not in fucking England or anywhere else.
Where was it, Robert? Oh, okay. I was like,
I even like holding internal logic consistent, it just doesn't make any sense. That's my
I don't
thought
have-
on the runway because everything else was very.
the first look. I don't know who the first. Oh, I do know who the first
Athena.
look is.
She was in a
Athena Leakey.
gag.
Yeah, she comes in gag time.
BDSM
And
look.
she has a voiceover where she says, "This is my homage to like women being suppressed and all this stuff," and like literally, and this is camp. She says this kind of serious thing. She goes, "This is my homage to women who are like
Oppressed.
oppressed." Thank you. And then Michelle goes, "Her stomach's in knots."
That's the whole fucking like. It's your favorite queen, Queen Kong saying this. I bring my ancestors with me everywhere. This shows the sanctity and the solemnness of my people. And then Michelle's like, "We were rooting for you." And without any break in between, and it's so. Also, like Michelle gives like the most tired fucking references that she just yells out all the time, like she's drunk at drag brunch. It's just
Yeah.
I don't. But I still like Michelle. I realize I'm criticizing, but like, yeah, the runway was really short, and choosing to put Michelle's quips in there, of all things, was probably not the greatest decision.
So, what I think I'm very curious about in terms of the choices here, because people are saying fuck and this all over the place. Paramount Plus, they're cussing, talking about fucking and this and that, and then RuPaul goes next, Tessa T. RuPaul won't say testicle, and she said her own name and talked about her torsion and all that, but she goes Tessa T. It was really awful. All right.
We'll see how that evolves. Yeah, because I was also a little confused.
Yeah. On Untucked, the girls who didn't perform share their opinions on the show they witnessed. When the performing 6 girls enter the workroom, they discuss their critiques. The contestants call Alyssa a star, and Alyssa tears up at the thought of RuPaul calling her a star. Yeah, Alyssa just totally ignores that they're talking. Later, Tessa makes a bid to be a member of the House of Edwards, and Miranda LeBrow shares her history as a burn victim. Any thoughts on Untucked, Robert?
Just that you got your rocks off, I guess. At that.
God. Oh my God, I was so turned on. Funny though, I hate this Tina Burner.
Well, maybe
Don't
she
like
should come
her.
out in a burn victim look.
Yeah.
I would say that Untucked was only concerned with making sure that every girl got praised,
Mm-hmm.
and then it also served the only thing that resembled the storyline this episode, which was Alyssa Edwards being the main character.
Yeah.
This whole episode was about Alyssa.
What did you think about Tessa making a very obvious ploy to be in the House of Edwards?
Exactly what I said earlier. She's a snotty, like, rabble rouser, and that fits her persona perfectly. Like, the kid wants to be invited to the cool kid table.
Look, I can't say anything. I just told you, I told an industry friend that in a few months, I'm going to be making a play for this David Archuleta, and I'm going to use him to get me into the world of David Archuleta. I can't
Sure.
say shit. It's like, you could try, but it was a little cringy to watch. I'll be honest with you. Probably would
Is
have
the
felt
House of
more.
Edwards even like a big thing anymore? That's
No,
like
'cause,
so
like-
10 years ago.
It was Shangela, Gia, and Laganja, right?
Yeah, Vivian Panay, soup of the day.
Oh, really? I didn't know Vivian Panay was in the House of Edwards.
Well, she would hand Alyssa her Red Bulls. She was
Oh,
her
okay.
assistant.
Oh, okay. So is this real?
I'm not lying.
Oh, that's weird.
I mean, I wasn't like in Dallas, Texas with them giving
Yeah.
firsthand account, but yeah. Even then, I remember the day that Gia was indoctrinated into the House of Edwards in like one of those YouTube videos, much like the Ring My Bell video, just old, silly, mid 2000s.
We don't have that anymore. They're all too.
We really
they're
don't.
all
It's
too
all
meat-
TikTok shit.
Yeah, they're
It's
all
all like,
too
oh, you want to
savvy.
go hang out with queens? Go to Mistress Isabel Brooks's live, where she just trolls like she's on Tumblr as a 12-year-old,
Yeah.
which is funny
Yeah.
to lots of people. Just
All right, on the main stage, RuPaul names Alyssa Edwards and Queen Kong as the top 2 All-Stars of the week. This forces them to battle out in a lip-sync battle for the Globe. The song, The Only Girl in the World by Rihanna. In the end, RuPaul called the lip-sync a tie and split the prize money between the 2 girls. Roberto Mata.
This Roberto Mata.
Any final thoughts on the episode?
the first time I watched it, I definitely walked away, like I said, kind of glowing because I was so fucking thrilled to see Alyssa Edwards perform in that disco ball look and hair and like I literally time traveled to my youthier youth. But it was just an amateur attempt at starting a whole new franchise, and I was really disappointed by it in terms of production. But then when I rewatched it, I had already adapted to all of their weird decision making, and I think I'm good now. Like all the quips and criticisms I had throughout the last hour, provided they don't make worse ones, I think I'm probably good to not critique it moving forward.
So the one concern I have moving forward is Alyssa is at her best when she feels she's among peers. So season 5, she felt she was among peers. All Stars 2 she certainly was among peers. And this one, she can tell, she's the only girl in the world. And I don't know if that makes for necessary. I love seeing Alyssa, and anytime but unless she's every single moment of the show, which makes for a bad show. I mean, I'm very curious to see how it works. I think Alyssa works best when she's with peers.
I mean, I would love if anyone felt bold enough to be able to call Alyssa out for her shenanigans.
Mhm.
Because I mean, that's what made so many of Alyssa's iconic moments from 5 and All Stars 2 was like Jay Jolie, like being nasty to her. Obviously, the Coco feud, and then similarly, like Fifi coming for her throat in the mirror moment and all that other like all of this stuff comes from conflict. And if Alyssa's final evolution drag persona is what we're seeing right now, is that queen gonna one be approached for conflict and two engage in such silliness and foolishness? I don't know.
Yeah, and I agree with you.
Because it's very much it's giving maternal, mom of all the like passing the buck to all these new international drag queens, and she just won't want to sully herself with fights. Even though I would live to see her just tell a girl like she told someone on that one show she was just on, like, you only live for the bottle or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what, and even too. I think conflict is a big part of it, but also if she just feels comfortable enough in her own skin just to be silly, like some of the most like she wasn't even the conflict. The one where she was in an Annie Oakley wig, tumbling around the
sure.
room, or the
Yeah.
one where she did the like the I don't know the Biore face mask, but she had some sort of face mask on.
Oh
and it was-
yeah. Like when Korean skincare products started going really
Yes.
popular.
Yes. So anyway, but I don't think she feels that. All right, well that's gonna do it for this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Recap. Be sure to join us next weekend every week as we continue to discuss, dissect, and deconstruct each brand new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Global All Stars Season 1. So for Roberto Mata and myself. All right, very good.
Oh, should I say it?
This Roberto
You
Mata.
gave me no indication that I should say it. I hope Queen Kong's having a good day.
Thank you for listening to Drag Race Recap. Have something to say? Leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/afterthoughtmedia. You can also email us at dragracerecap@afterthought.media. For more Drag Race and LGBTQ content, support us over at patreon.com/afterthoughtmedia. This podcast was produced by Sabrina Vadabancourt. Taylor the Latte Boy has another podcast. It's called Pod Is My Copilot. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow Taylor on Instagram at PIMC Taylor. Follow Joe Batance on Instagram at Joe Batance. Special thanks to these expensive tier Patreon supporters: Anonymous, April Pacheco, Astute Girl, Brad Coley, Phil Skit Pony, Doofus Maximus, E. Smith, Efrain Barbosa, Emma, Flying Suki, Humble Pie, Isaac Martin, J. Thomas Plank, Kathy Zender, Lauren Eckert, Lucy Carrasco, Luke Stamen, Mary S., Matt Stewart, Mike Yeager, Nikki Baker, Mickey Pettit, Poppy Woods, Ricardo Herrera, Robert NYC, Sarah Yu, Runner Brandon, Tom Bombs, Traby Cosmos, and Troy Anderson. Drag Race Recap is an Afterthought Media podcast.
Hey everyone. For people who are listening and they're on that list. Wait, hold on. I was watching a Zelda video, not still on. Okay. By the way, I was doing Trial of the Sword the other day.
Is that
Middle trial?
Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, Breath of the Wild. I was in the middle trial. I just picked it up as a lark, to be honest with you. I wasn't even like, I'm gonna see what's going on. 'Cause I'd done the first one and I hadn't done the middle one. And I got all the way to the very fucking end.
Girl.
Final boss. Almost killed this guardian. And kills me and is over. And I was like, I haven't gone back. I don't know. It might be years before I go back now.
I agree.
Anyway.
I would do the same.
Yeah.
It's so rude when a game decides to like waste my time like that.
Yes. Anyway, guys, I put that outro in. I haven't fact checked it yet. So if your name wasn't on there, or you're like that person's not an expensive tier, I gotta check it. So I'll redo it if it's wrong.
Well, it does say Taylor has a different show in Instagram.
Oh yeah, that's right. True. You
Not
see,
that
so
I,
I,
like,
I-
need
so I
from
already
the
have to
show,
redo it.
but-
I already have to redo it. Robert, what do you want? We were gonna plug Robert's Thirst Trap Instagram in.
Should I start? I'm going to the beach today. I could take photos.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Now, I'm not saying what you think I'm saying here.
I don't think anything.
Yeah. I have fallen for so many shitty OnlyFans recently where like you get more from their Twitter. Like they literally show, and I'm not saying, oh, they show nothing. I mean, they literally show nothing. And I'm like, well, why not just make an OnlyFans where this thirst traps and there's no nudity?
Me or just people in general?
People in general.
Money. I don't know. Money. I guess like so many celebrities do that nowadays, don't they? Where,
Well,
like,
no, there's this one guy that I stupidly fell for his OnlyFans. He posts like shirtless pics of him walking around his house or something, but like, come on, girl, don't put the chili pepper next to the content thing, and there's not going to be any chili pepper.
not chili pepper. Well, so many of those chili pepper pictures on Twitter, at least, are just people stuffing a dildo underneath their pants. And
Oh,
pretending
that's
their
yes,
dick.
yes.
Like
I
I
know.
know you fucking lying.
Yes, I know.
And you pay for that?
Not for those. In fact,
I'm so gagged that like your Patreon subscribers are subsidizing your porn addiction, girl.
It's not a porn. I only do one a month. Oh no, it's two this month. I fell for that. What happened was almost like chasing a gambling thing. My rule is
That's an
one a month.
addiction.
Yeah, my rule is one a month. Okay, my rule is one a month.
Mhm.
But the one that tricked me, I was like, that's so fucking no, that doesn't count. So that's when I signed up for our boy Seth Peterson. Oh, you know what? Stay here. I'll be right back.
I need to go to confession.
I'll be right back. Confession, like you have something to confess?
I have so much to confess. Could you imagine? One time I was waiting for a confession, and I kid you not, a woman took like 45 minutes. I was like
Oh.
11. I was like, what the fuck has she done in her life?
I don't know. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
I'm not in any rush to get to the beach, I guess.
Ah. I almost sent this to you the other day, but then I was like, oh, wait. That'll be weird because then Robert will know I was masturbating.
I mean, most people do it daily.
So,
My current the current apple of my eye is Joey Apisa. Does he have an OnlyFans?
oh, I don't know. Send it to me. But Seth Peterson posted a photo set recently. And so I wanted to show you some of the photos to counteract the whole he's a little boy thing. So also, here's one.
I'm so glad that you have constructed an argument.
Little boy?
Oh, you need to move it to the side a little bit, to the right, to the right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Not your iPad. That's a little boy to me. I'm sorry. He's a slightly older little boy, but he's a little boy. That's a child.
That's not a child.
Yeah. That's a love interest in a Netflix horrible romance film. No, that's like the guy who's sweet the whole movie and then ends up being super misogynistic, and the girl goes for her best friend after she realizes that the man she likes is an asshole the whole time.
That's all I wanted to
Very
show you.
tropey. Well, I'm trying to send
Oh,
this
so-
guy, but how do you send links on? Oh, found it here.
Here, let me show you the guy that Adam Vaught showed me earlier. The
Who the
gay.
fuck's Adam Vaught?
My friend who was talking about his. What are your thoughts on this guy?
Well, not for Robert.
Yeah, not from. Okay, so me this. Okay, wait, what is this? Oh, this is same guy. Oh my gosh, can't hold things.
He
You know what?
seems cute though.
I've said the same thing. Okay, see what Robert sent me. So this is a guy that you're thirsting over right now.
This is my current. I don't do the OnlyFans thing, but it's the person who gets put on my Twitter profile or Twitter feed a lot, and I'm like, oh fuck, that boy is so my type.
Oh, he's very handsome. Yeah, very handsome. Did you see
Little
this?
short and square.
Yeah. Did you? Oh, okay. So this is your style. This short.
I'd say
stocky.
that's my type. Yeah.
Oh,
Like not my only
interesting.
type, but it is like my most common. You know.
Oh, interesting. I would have never guessed that to be. Well, I guess I met Ethan, and Ethan isn't quite this, but I could see where.
I'd say he's pretty close to that.
Yeah.
That guy's much better
Interesting.
looking though.
Interesting. All right, well, guys, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm gonna stop the stream now. Robert wants to go to the beach, and I need to edit this and do a bunch
Are
of
we
other
doing
work.
this again tomorrow?
Yeah, but we're not gonna do it live.
Oh, okay. Bye, Joe.
Bye.